It is a privilege for me to have this opportunity to meet distinguished parliamentarians from various Commonwealth countries and also from the Union and state legislatures in India. I would like to join the Honorable Speaker of Lok Sabha in welcoming you to the 6th Commonwealth Parliamentary Seminar. I hope that your stay in our capital will be comfortable and fruitful. The recent rains have brought with them a cold spell, but these were very welcome rains, greeted with as much warmth as your visit to our country. I do hope you will be able to find time to see some places outside Delhi as well during your stay here. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association has established itself as one of the premier organizations in the Commonwealth for regular consultation and exchange of experience and information on parliamentary democracy. It has also made available a useful range of services to members to help them in strengthening parliamentary institutions in Commonwealth countries. If parliamentary democracy has acquired a normative status in our political thinking despite our manifest cultural and historical diversities, we have to thank the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association for its contribution to it. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association reflects in many respects the essence of the Commonwealth. As an organization rising above differences of race, religion and culture and promoting respect for the role of law and individual rights, it represents its cosmopolitan and informal character. As a promotional forum for interpersonal contract, it applies the same gentle force of persuasion to promote its objectives. The Commonwealth conjures memories of a shared past, but more significantly, it evokes a realization of the commonalities we have the privilege of enjoying together, particularly in our aspirations and ideals. Parliament is an evolving and dynamic institution. While the valve it symbolizes and fundamental principles of its working may be of continuing validity, its general working methods and procedures have to be adjusted and adapted to the growing pace of change in contemporary society. Now, since Parliament is the embodiment of the will of the people, it must truly articulate the popular urges and aspirations of the people. Harmonizing various conflicting aspirations and interests in a pluralistic society remains one of the greatest exercises in political management. The Parliament can greatly assist in the process by evolving consensus on major issues. Through wide-ranging discussions, the essence of a common policy relevant for the whole society can be distilled in the political laboratory of the Parliament. This essence is the lifeblood of a plural society and is the true measure of success of a parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary democracy succeeds when Parliament addresses itself to the agenda of the nation. What happens in Parliament has a profound effect on the minds of the people. This may not be immediately visible, but an issue which figures prominently in Parliament, particularly for the longest period, invariably leaves a lasting impression on the political developments of the country. The business chosen for the Parliament's consideration and its sequencing and projection are therefore extremely important. There is bound to be some party angle imported into this process, yet it is possible to keep the party angle within certain bounds so that in the result parliamentary proceedings serve as education to the people. This great institution inspires the nation primarily by its enlightened approach and positive orientation hitched to overall progress. In this view, there is great need and scope for prior informal discussions amongst leaders of political parties. Such discussions help in making Parliament more effective and meaningful to the people. I am laying some stress on this aspect because I believe that in countries wherein modern parliamentary democracy is just taking root, the utility of the Parliament needs to be demonstrated and impressed on the people with greater clarity and deeper conviction. In Nehru's words, the projection of the people's character, thinking and aims assumes primary importance. From this standpoint, while there is much room for satisfaction regarding the role of our parliaments, I am inclined to think that no country can afford to become complacent about the drawbacks and deficiencies which its parliamentary system is likely to incur over time. Refinements in the functioning of parliaments will always be needed in order to enhance the relevance, content and purpose of parliamentary institutions. We have to take care of parliament as our only instrument without a spare or a substitute. I am sure the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association is constantly looking after this aspect. Parliament's control over the executive is an essential feature of parliamentary democracy. In order to further strengthen accountability of the executive, we have 17 standing committees of the parliament to make detailed examination of bills, demands for grants and to examine the annual reports of the ministries and important long-term policy measures. Over and above the massive development schemes being executed by the Government of India as well as the state governments, we have introduced a scheme whereby any member of parliament can get development works implemented in his constituency for the benefit of the people he represents. A member can identify schemes in his constituency up to the financial limit of rupees 10 million per year, and the governmental machinery would take steps to implement them in a time-bound manner. It is expected that the scheme would enable the members of parliament to provide some of the felt needs of the people, the large majority of whom live in rural areas requiring drinking water, healthcare facilities, roads, schools and other public works, and while doing so, imprint the members' own stamp on these works in the minds of the people. That is the real thing. So much work is being done by way of development, but when it is specially chosen by a member of parliament for his area, there is some linkage between him and the service which he has rendered to the people by way of that particular project. I hope that the deliberations of the seminar will be rewarding and fruitful for all the learned delegates, and that the seminar will come up with useful ideas and suggestions which will further help us to strengthen our parliamentary institutions and procedures. With these words, I have great pleasure in inaugurating this seminar. I wish your deliberations all success.